Everyone, welcome to the r/Indieheads podcast. I'm your host, Matty, aka G. On this week's podcast, we have
Jeremiah, otherwise known as Killatrap. What's up, everybody?
AJ, aka the Dark Hobo, with a brand new microphone.
yeah.
Nick, we have herpes, unenthusiastic as ever, still have an STD, not in real life, and on my Reddit username.
All right.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Anyway, hi everyone. Before we get into the news, we want to discuss. So we mentioned on last week's podcast that we recorded a hashtag late night edition, and we just found out today that fucking Nick messed up the goddamn recording because he was playing League because he's a fucking nerd.
I'm not a nerd.
Jeremiah,
I'm actually
I didn't tell you about this purposely because so while you were gone, Jeremiah, before we were getting ready to record,
Wait, was he even there for that? Was Jeremiah there for that?
Jeremiah was I think he was eating dinner. We were discussing. I was like, "Hey Nick, can you send me the late night podcast?" And he's like, "Sure." I think he must have listened to it, and he was like, "Oh shit! Like the first half is like messed up because I was playing League and was recording the audio."
Okay, in my defense, I have a Skype recorder which should be recording Skype, and that's it. It shouldn't be recording any other programs,
I think it
right?
records the audio on your computer. That's what I'm
Well, then why do they call it a Skype recorder? Why don't they just call it a computer audio recorder?
I think they're telling you lies.
I'd write him a strongly worded email if I
Yeah, I will. Maybe I will. Okay.
So yeah, Nick is a stupid fucking nerd, and boo. You guys will never. The podcast. I remember we were gonna say we're doing like a trivia question, but that podcast is never gonna see the light of day. And I think it's for good reason because I said some stuff I really shouldn't have said.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was bad.
It was a naughty podcast.
It was a naughty podcast, and I think my girlfriend would be pissed at me. So
it wasn't that good. It wasn't very interesting.
Anyways, okay, so this week was very, very busy for news because like 9 or 10 artists decided to go. Oh, by the way, guys, albums. We got album announcements this week, and
It's all on the same day, too.
Yeah, it was like Monday.
Like 2 days.
Monday, Tuesday, like around that time. Yeah, it was like
everyone decided to announce the album.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, anyways, of course, the album announcements are Sufjan Stevens, Carrying Well, which is coming out March 30th and 31st in the U.S. and Europe. I think it comes out in Europe first.
The U.S. and every inferior region.
Europe.
Okay, Purity Ring, Another Eternity, which is coming out March 3rd. Bjork, Volkurna, which is coming out in March, and it's already leaked. So we're going to discuss that a little bit. We're going to discuss that in a little bit. James Blake, Radio Silence, is coming out in March. It wasn't an official announcement, but he announced the name of the album, and he kind of said in an interview back in November that it's going to be done in like 5 months. So
nobody even noticed it.
Out March. Not confirmed. Waxahachie announced Ivy Tripped, and it's coming out on April 7th. Lightning Bolt announced Fantasy Empire, and it's coming out March 24th. Matt and Kim announced New Glow, which is coming out April 7th. And Death Cab for Cutie announced
Kintsugi,
which is coming out March 31st. And not on here, but Death Grips, I think Powers of Be, now the Amazon is saying it's coming out March 31st instead of February 10th.
Oh, really?
So, not confirmed.
It's not confirmed, but who gives a fuck?
Ginny Death Win.
Yeah, okay.
We're back to that question of Ginny Death Win. We thought we had it figured out. We thought we had it figured out. It's like, okay, February 12th, that makes sense with Fashion Week and whatnot, and it's like, oh, March 31st. It's like, god damn it.
Let's just stop the Death Grips talk.
I'm sorry.
We literally have. Yeah, okay. I'm looking through the cast. I mean, like the script right now. We have 0 mentions of Death Grips at all, and we're like 5 minutes in. Like it was 4 minutes in. We already started talking about Death Grips.
We won't discuss it too much. I just wanted to mention that the album was pushed back.
Death Grips is a band, and they exist.
Pushing an agenda.
I bought Ex-Military on vinyl this weekend.
Oh yeah, you said you found like a bootleg of it.
Stop talking about this. We have actually.
It's the French edition.
French edition.
Is it in French?
Dude, god damn, I really want it. I only have a government plate so far on vinyl.
I really wanted to talk about the news.
Guys, hello. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about. So we all decided to pick an album or two to discuss all this because we at least for half of these we didn't really have anything to discuss about them. Yeah. So Nick, you chose the Sufjan Stevens album because you want to talk about that.
Yeah. Sufjan Stevens' Carrie and Lowell is coming out later, March 31st, 30th, depending on your region. And I was really excited for this because it kind of came out of the blue. out of nowhere, and I think it's really interesting that he is there's kind of a weird little I don't really know how to feel about it because the Age of Ads was kind of a weird turn if you were more of a fan of Sufjan's folky kind of light stuff that he's released in the past, basically all the time. So a lot of people, including me, are hoping that the Age of Ads, like in terms of like electric instrumentation and stuff like that, wasn't like a one-off thing. Like I hope that he records and releases more stuff similar to that in the future because I really enjoy it, the Age of Ads, and I hope that it's not just a one-off thing, like a done deal and it's over now. But
because I've heard mixed things about Age of Ads. Like some people really like it, and some people are sort of like on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty situational album. I mean, it's not.
I meant more in the ant camp.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you get an introduction with like Illinois or Michigan or something like that, you'll probably. I don't know if you'll like it that much. Like that's the thing. Like because you're so used to like this different style, and then like he just comes out of the blue and does like this really weird thing that no one is expecting, and it's kind of like awkward, I guess, but really interesting too. Like you hear that first track and you're like, oh, he's staying with the same stuff that he has before. Feudal Devices, is that what it is? Yeah, Feudal Devices is the song, and he's like, it's really light. It's similar to the stuff he's done before, and then like those opening notes of Too Much come in, and you're just like, what is he doing? Like it's crazy. But
you're like it goes from like folksy to like synth right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy, and I love Age of Ads a lot. I think it's really good. I think that Sufjan's really talented, and I mean I don't know if the amount of time. Oh wait, actually, the break between Illinois and Age of Ads was 5 years.
Like it was 5 years.
Too, so yeah, this is also 5. Yeah, this is also 5 years. So we'll have to see how it turns out. I think that a return to form could definitely be a great thing for Sufjan.
I think since it's named after like his mom and his stepfather, I feel like it definitely is probably gonna like be a bit more like a step back.
It's gonna be
sounds a lot. Personal. It sounds like a folkier title than
yeah.
Ads with a Z. So
yeah,
and it's only and again it's also only like 11 tracks and like
yeah, it's pretty short in terms of like Sufjan standards because you know, like Illinois is 22 tracks long. Age of Ads is only 11, but the last song, Impossible Soul, is 25 minutes long.
Like, some of the tracks are really long.
Yeah, there's like an 8-minute track, a 6-minute track, 25-minute track. So, and like, even his EPs are long. Like All Delighted People has an 11-minute song and a 17-minute song. So, I mean, there's a chance that some of those songs on this new album will be a little bit on the longer side. But I mean, on Illinois, there aren't really a ton of super long songs. Like the longest song on there.
Yeah, there's not like I don't think there's too many super. I think maybe
super
like
long
6
song
minutes.
titles.
Yeah,
long song titles.
Yeah, the longest song on there is 7 minutes, about 7 minutes and 3 seconds. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about this for a minute. Like, do you think the style of folk works better with long tracks, or do you think like the electric instrumentation they went with on Age of Ads is better?
I haven't listened to Age of Ads, so I can't really say. I'm going to just compare it with like other people. With like, I think both can work, but it really depends on the artist. Like, if you have an artist like Swans is very much rock, and they can produce like these really like long songs that like they're very entertaining to listen to, and they really keep your interest.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, you need to keep the listener's interest.
Yeah. It doesn't work in certain genres as much, unless, of course, a certain artist is really good. Like, if you have someone like... Okay, a good example, I think, is, like, Kid Cudi. He has, like, a song on Indica, which is, like, 9 minutes long. It's fucking boring as shit.
Yeah, that's...
I feel like
that's a good example.
Hip-hop might be the hardest genre to do that for. Do you guys agree?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. I think this Sufjan Stevens album, if he goes for, like, longer songs, too, I'm going to throw out a rad prediction that this ends up being... similar to Benji, in that it's very reflective. Kind of people are gonna.
I feel it's definitely gonna be reflective.
It's gonna be stripped down. I mean, it's named after his parents. It's gonna be stripped down, reflective, back to his roots, folk instrumentation, haunting vocals, really personal lyrics. That's what I'm hoping.
What if this album is off the walls crazy? Like, what if it's just like Death Grips basically?
He goes full.
It's like Sufjan Stevens. Like he just goes like off the walls crazy.
Real House.
We'll have to see.
I'm excited for it.
There was a trailer released for the album when they made the announcement.
I think there's like a preview of the song on there.
Yeah, it was and from what I could tell, it was the same title track, Carrie and Lowell, or however you say that. It sounded like, I don't remember exactly, but I think he might have said that in the lyrics. So the chances of it being that song are pretty high. And it sounded similar to, you know, his folk stuff from before, like you know, Illinois and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll have to see.
I'm hoping for folkier on this.
I think that's the direction he's gonna go in, because the trailer did sound like that. So.
Awesome.
Okay, so I picked 2 albums. The first one I picked was Bjork Volnikura, which of course it was just announced like 5 days ago, and we're like, okay, it's like, yeah, new Bjork album, it's awesome. You know, even though I was kind of disappointed by Biophilia, like I think Biophilia is like it. I think I may have discussed this on the podcast before, but I think the problem with it is that like in a concept, it's pretty cool. Like, you know, using like science as like ways to produce like instruments, like, you know, music. But, like, you know, the music itself was just kind of boring, and it was like, oh, well, this is not really... You know, Bjork is a very exciting artist, and to see her kind of, like, be, you know, not as excited was like, oh... Like, I feel like she was focusing on, like, not the music as much as, like, trying to produce, like, the app and, like, making sure, like, all the instruments were, like, you know, the science-related stuff. And, you know, with Holy Cure, I was like, and by the way, the album already leaked within, you know, I think it leaked, like, last night. I think there's already a 320... It originally was 128, and there's, like, a 320 link up somewhere.
I'm not going to listen to it.
I'm not going to listen to it either.
I didn't listen to the 320, but I did listen to it in 128 last night. I didn't want to spoil the listen. I only wanted to do it like once just to like see how it sounded. And it's not what I expected, because when I heard that like Arca was going to produce it, I'm thinking it's going to be like some crazy fucking shit.
Yeah,
like,
I listened to Arca's new album for the first time a few days ago, and I thought it was really cool. Zen.
Like yeah.
Zen.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't really know what to expect, because I don't think I've listened to much of his. Did he do something for?
He did like 2 EPs, and he did a mix.
Has he produced for anyone before though?
Yes, FK Twigs is like the main person.
Oh yeah, I mean I kind of had.
Yeah, and Kanye's album. He did some stuff on Yeezus.
Okay, yeah, I kind of had like a little bit of an expectation, but I wasn't like totally. I don't know. I didn't know exactly what to expect, and I thought that. Yeah, he has a really distinct style in like comparison to a lot of other producers out there today, and I think it totally could mesh really well with Bjork, especially because that's kind of the direction she's been going with her more recent releases, is like the dark electronic kind of style. Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
I was trying to say, like, I was expecting with this album, I was expecting some crazy shit. Like I think the last album where like Bjork went like really fucking crazy was Medulla, and that's my favorite Bjork album, because it's like it's done with like basically all vocals, and it's insane and it sounds awesome. And I was hoping that she was working with Arca. I'm like, okay, I think she's gonna like kind of like really produce some really crazy shit. Like, we're gonna get Medulla #2. This is gonna be great. And then I listened to it, and it's very good.
Don't spoil anything.
I don't want to spoil too much, but like the off the walls crazy stuff is like more in the background, and like I think there's a lot of strings on the album. There's like the strings are very, very present on the album.
Oh, that's good.
And it wasn't what I was expecting.
They have strings. There's a lot of strings on Homogenic too, on a few tracks, which I really liked.
It was kind of like it was a return to form to that, but like I was really, really hoping she like would have like the crazy production would really like be the main focus, but like. It's not bad. It's still really, really good. Now I have to give it some more listens now that the 320 week is out. But you know, I was kind of expecting like a bit more craziness, but it's still very good, and it's definitely worth checking out. I'll definitely be buying it when it comes out in March, no matter what, because I want to support Bjork. I also picked James Blake Radio Silence, which is supposed to be coming out. Which I think it's coming out in March. He said it's going to be done. I'm not sure if he means like it's done in 5 months, like the album itself is going to be done in 5 months and it's going to be turned in March, or like the album is like it's going to be like.
He's been talking about it for like a really long time, so.
I'm hoping it's going to be done like in March. It'll come out.
Yeah, we'll get it pretty soon, I believe.
And you know, I'm predicting this is going to be the album of the year. Like I'm just going to predict it. Like I think James Overground was my album of the year of 2013. And I think James is really...
Sorry. Never mind.
Did you snicker?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Why did you just snicker? Please tell me.
Overgrown is his weakest release. I'm going to go and say it.
I think all of his releases are good.
Overgrown is his weakest release, and his best release is... Are you saying
Overgrown is bad?
No, it's not bad, but it's definitely not his best, and it's also... I think there's a lot of better stuff from 2013, but I think that a lot of the stuff that doesn't get a lot... Like, I can speak from firsthand experience when I talk about James Blake, because I didn't listen to any of James Blake's stuff before his same title album for a while. Like, I didn't listen to anything else. Like, I didn't listen to any EPs or any, like, B-sides or anything like that. I only listened to, like, the same title album and Overgrown. But I had no idea, like, what he did before that, and I was totally surprised and really, like, kind of crazy. Like, whenever, like, someone asks me, like, what are your favorite EPs and stuff like that, it's always, like, James Blake's EPs are always really up there. Like, CMYK, the Bell Sketch are all really good. There's a few other EPs.
I think Enough Thunder is really underrated. Enough Thunder is really underrated.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that the EPs are all really good. His same title album was pretty good, too. But I just think Overgrown was kind of a step down, and not really the kind of style of James Blake.
I think it was a natural progression, because like I think it's James. I think with the next album, he's already said that like he really wants to focus on the songwriting with the next album, and with Overgrown, he was taking those steps where he's kind of like doing more like traditional production, which still sounded very good and had a little James Blake flavor to it. But like the songwriting was really solid, the singing was fantastic. I thought it's a very enjoyable album to listen to. It's progression. And while the insanity and like the like kind of like off the wall production of James Blake self-titled, that kind of sucks that like maybe it wasn't as present Overgrown. But I think Overgrown was more like personal album where like James Blake, to me, I like both albums equally, but for different reasons. Like James Blake, the self-titled, I think that's more of like a collection of ideas. I would say, not like it's not like, I'm not saying it's not cohesive, but like. It's somewhat cohesive, but it's not as cohesive as like Overgrown. Overgrown really felt like this vision, while James Blake was like James kind of trying out new things and then like putting it together, in the best way possible.
I think this has potential to be album of the year. I'll agree with Matty on that for sure. Like, James has definitely been growing as a producer, like you said, and this is supposed to have features from like Kanye and Justin Vernon on it, right?
Yeah, Kanye Justin. I think there's also supposed to be a third special guest, but he hasn't announced who that is.
I think the potential is definitely there, and this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year.
And also, it's going to be a breakup album, so like, I think that's another reason why the songwriting is going to be like really good, because it's a breakup album. And like, I think there was a snippet on Instagram a few months ago. Like he played one of the new songs live, and like it's like it's really good, and it's like it's really atmospheric, and it's like, oh shit, like shit's going down with this song. Like, it's only a 15-second snippet, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to hear the full version. I need this in my life.
I think it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy. I'm really excited for it. And I think James Blake is like one of my favorite artists right now. And I think with this album, he's going to take a step up. I think it's definitely going to be, I really hope he breaks through with this album. Like, I think, because Overgrown was definitely underrated. It won the Mercury Prize, and it really deserved more praise than just the Mercury Prize. Like, it should have been like at the top of a bunch of lists, but it really wasn't. And like, I was a little surprised it wasn't as like on the top of so many people's lists. Like, it was only like it was my number one, but my list doesn't fucking matter because I'm not a professional music critic. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not like a big website. But I think this album definitely, I think it's gonna get. I'm really hoping people really really enjoy it. Like, I'm really hoping it gets the praise it deserves.
Well, I mean, you hope it deserves.
You hope it deserves whatever.
True that.
James Blake, album of the year, James Blake, hashtag James Blake is my man crush 2015.
That's
Team Blake.
Alright.
He's a cutie.
James Blake is my idol.
He's a cutie.
When I grow up, I really just want to be a soul with singer with like dubstep infused elements. That's all I want to do with my life.
James Blake, please.
Okay.
Radio Sounds.
Moving on.
Right. Moving on. Another album that is coming out pretty soon is Matt and Kim's New Glow. And if you're excited for this album,
get out of my
you should go
face.
fuck yourself.
Sunlight,
Ooh!
sunlight, something,
This
sunlight.
is yeah, fuck Matt and Kim. Did you guys listen to like the single that
No, I didn't listen to it. I don't listen
it's
to
called-
Kim.
Yeah, I don't listen to him either.
it's like lowest common denominator indie pop Tumblr core Urban Outfitters American Apparel.
I mean, but
rock.
is that really that bad? Like,
It's
that's
just
Shut up,
it's
Paige.
just it's not good. I don't know. Like, they're in a year so stacked, in a monthly spread so stacked, like the March April spread of this year, there are infinitely better albums that you can listen to, and I guarantee this Matt and Kim album is probably going to sell higher than most of them and get more radio play than most of them, and people are going to talk about it more than most of them.
I want to see
look,
my
wait, hold
radio
on.
sucks.
I have a the thing about indie pop and stuff like that is that much like regular pop, it should be taken at face value most of the time. Like,
well, I love
no. We have to dissect every individual part of it and tell you why it's not as good as whatever music I listen to.
True. That's true.
Get out of my face.
Stand up to Kid A, it's not a real.
My music taste is more patrician than your music taste.
No, I love indie pop, and I'm saying Matt and Kim is like lowest common denominator.
It's generic. It's like
okay.
it's like if the big record labels try to make indie pop.
Exactly. It's
right.
it's
okay.
almost
so it's like Walking Man.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, that's fair.
It's,
I mean, but
it's inoffensive and safe, and you put it on and you go, this is kind of pleasant. The lyrics are kind of stuck in my head, and you walk away. You gain absolutely nothing from it. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Kid A made me pregnant, so I'd suggest listening to that album.
Yeah, if you listen to Matt and Kim, fuck you. Go listen to Kid A. I'm gonna get jerked.
Idiots.
Oh god, Jesus Christ.
Why do artists keep making music when Kid A has already been made? Like, music is peaked. It's over. It's done.
Like, I might as well just delete my entire iTunes library.
Music died. Music died
I'm gonna
on
delete every album in my iTunes except for the Money Store.
Music died on January 1st, 2000.
No, that album's so bad.
We're turning into a
But man, who made that Funeral? Like,
Arcade
what pretentious band would make something so bad as Funeral? Like, come on.
Video Games
Another
Water?
Another band here. Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah.
Kintsugi.
Okay.
This I want to say a little first, Jeremiah.
All right.
Death Cab for Cutie were one of my favorite bands back in the day. They got me through a lot of shit in high school.
Yep. That's the jam.
We Have the Facts, Transatlanticism, Narrow Stairs, fucking Something About Airplanes.
Rams is good.
The photo album.
The Airplane Over the Sea?
No, it's literally called Something About Airplanes.
It doesn't have an airplane on the cover. It's like a blue boat.
Sorry.
And now, this album, like, I heard about it, my reaction was kind of, Death Cab for Cutie have become one of those bands. They're on par with, like, Weezer and, like, Muse for me, where I like them a lot.
Totally, dude. Yeah, that's really true. I agree.
Their sound gets really watered down
but
as they
this
go along.
album, I think the Weezer comparison is apt in more ways than one, actually, because it's been kind of a while. It's been, I think, 5 or 6 years since Codes and Keys. They lost Chris Walla. Ben Gibbard and Zoe Deschanel broke up, and they say they're going for a kind of different sound on this, and they say, fans are going to be a little skeptical at first, but we just kind of want you to go with it. So I feel like, also the album title is like Japanese. They said they drew a lot of Japanese influence, so I see parallels to Pinkerton there, but I see this kind of being an everything will be alright in the end type situation where it's just a solid album from like a band who has a really impressive back category, and it's not, the greatest album of all time, doesn't change anybody's life, but it's like a good, pleasant listen, and, a surprisingly well-done effort from an older band. So I'm enthusiastic about it.
So I actually have high expectations for this album, because Death Cab were one of my first, as you said, they were one of my first, like, indie loves. They were, like, I bought all their albums, they were my jam. Transatlanticism is still one of my favorite albums of all time. And, alright, Narrow Stairs was good. Narrow Stairs is hard for me. I don't know.
Narrow Stairs is it's like lower tier Death Cab.
Yeah, it is. It's not as good. Plans is very good. I like Plans a lot, even though there's some songs that are
yeah,
salty. But
the first...
he's the most important one to look at right now when we're talking about their new album, because they're, alright, tracks 6 through 11 on Codes and Keys, so Unobstructed Views to Stay Young and Go Dancing, are exceptional. And if we have anything like that on Kitsugi, or whatever it's called, like, this will be a very good album. Hopefully they can take the experience of Codes and Keys, where the first 5 songs, there's one song. Second song, Codes and Keys, the title track, is actually really, really good. I like that song a lot, but, like, other than that, the first 5 songs are garbage and, like, destroy the album. Well, they're not garbage, but they're garbage in the album.
I don't think Codes and Keys is that bad. It's just kind of, like,
okay.
It's a very samey
record,
the first half. Yeah, it's just kind of samey, and
the second half is definitely much, much better. And so that's what I'm saying, like, if they can take this as a lesson and, like, try and cut out and, like, really, really focus on it more. Because I feel like the first 5 tracks, they're almost, like, unfinished. Like, they kind of threw those together because they needed to meet the deadline. And I feel
it does feel like a half-assed record.
Yeah, exactly. Like, alright, sorry, not being very coherent, but if they take
talking is hard.
Their experience from Codes and Keys and they make it, and they have all these good songs, but they shouldn't just throw bad songs at it. I think with them getting rid of Chris Walla leaving, I think that it'll actually help. Like, they'll kind of put some pressure on them to actually step their game up and not just rely on him to carry everything. I don't know. That was bad, but
I think with what you were saying. No, here's what I think you're kind of saying. Codes and Keys sort of found that, like, Plans and Narrow Stairs definitely pushed them farther into the mainstream than they'd ever been before. And so they kind of, with Codes and Keys, changed up their sound a little bit. It got bigger, it got more produced, it got definitely less lo-fi. And so Codes and Keys, almost, as you listen to that record, the 40 minutes it takes to listen to that record, it feels like Death Cab climbing, working, and getting adjusted to a new sound, and then they peak right at the end of the album, and you go, holy shit, they figured it out. Oh, and the album's over.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can ride that through this album, and it's still going to be good.
Yes. All right, thank you. Thank you for saving my life. That was horrible.
No problem.
I can't fucking beat this Candy Crush level. While you guys are talking, I'm trying to beat this level. I'm paying attention, but I'm trying to beat this fucking level. I've been stuck on it for like a week.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. You might just want to
okay, so yeah, I don't listen to Death Cab for Cutie, so I zoned out a little bit. But it'll be interesting, because it was very interesting.
Codes and Keys was alright. If they can capitalize off the back half of Codes and Keys, make something like that for this new record, it should be good. And I'm looking forward to whatever it
didn't kill the band, like, in general.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so I think that's about it on, like, stuff we can really talk about. There's some new festival lineups that came out. Bonnaroo and Shaky Knees came out. Is there okay, I think they're
pretty solid.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
I'm really great on Bonnaroo. I don't really, like, to me, like, when people say it sucks, like, I don't really get that because I don't really follow festivals, so I'm like, I mean, well, there's acts on here that I like, so, I mean, does it suck?
It really comes down to the day split.
Like, I don't get how a festival could suck when it has, like, at least enough good acts on it.
Because there's bands that you don't like there.
Yeah, if they have, like, a lot of the same indie acts on, if they have a lot of indie acts on the same day, this actually might be a very good festival to get into. Because if they have, like, alright, I consider Florence and the Machine alternative, so I'm gonna lump her into here. But if they have, like, Florence and the Machine, and then Sylvan Esso, and then War on Drugs, and, like,
what about my main man Billy Joel, Piano Man?
Exactly.
There
you go.
Flying
Bell and Sebastian. If they have all these guys, and Mac DeMarco too, I just noticed him. If they have all these guys on one day, this could be, for indie lovers, this could be a great tournament, a great festival.
It probably will be a tournament if they're playing at the same time. It's gonna be like, oh gosh, who should I see?
But if they all cater to, if each day is catered to a specific audience, this could be a really, really good festival. Because there's definitely, like, a lot of oldies, and then a lot of dad rock. And
yeah, I've been noticing that, like, the headliners on, like, some of these recent, like, Coachella has, like, AC/DC as a headliner. Jack White is basically, like, that. Jack White is basically dad rock for. Is basically, like, current rock for dads, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just to stay relevant. But yeah, so for Bonnaroo and most music festivals, it all comes down to the day breakup.
Between the Buried and Me are there? Wow. I didn't see Between the Buried and Me. They're like progressive metal. Sorry, I didn't notice it. When I was skimming through it the first time, I didn't notice until now. And that makes me happy. But these tickets are too expensive.
Lizard.
Yeah, what is that? I like the name. I've never heard of him before, though.
All I know is I like the word lizard.
Okay, I think we can all agree that the Shaky Knees headline, or the Shaky Knees festivals, like, there is a lot better. Like, right now, like, some of the main acts are like, okay, so why is Neutral Milk Hotel so low on the Shaky Knees one? It's only on the 5th line. Like, I feel like they'd be a lot higher.
And they don't know.
They are still pretty, like, in certain corners of the internet, like, fucking you and our subreddit, they get, circle jerk blasted to hell, but they really are pretty not well known. Mm-hmm. Like, we can forget that sometimes, but they really are not that, like, huge.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, this, again, the Shaky Knees one, that looks like a good festival. Like, you got Tame Impala, Pixies, Strokes, Wilco, Mastodon, Brand New,
Neutral
Milk Hotel,
Panda Bear.
James Blake, my main man, James Blake, my man crush. Panda Bear, Record Football.
Fiddler.
No Big Chance are good.
Mac DeMarco's also
Oh,
on there.
Dr. Dog.
Yeah.
American football.
Record
Wab.
Football.
Wow.
Just the way you said it.
too.
Okay, Mountain Goats. Yeah, there's a lot of really decent acts on the Shaky Knees one. Not some stupid fucking dad rock.
Yeah.
Is there any stupid dad rock on there? I can't really tell.
Not really.
Okay, so yeah, again, there's not really much to say. Maybe it could be good, maybe it could be bad. I don't know.
Well, it actually should be good. Unless they schedule like Interpol and the Strokes in the same time slot, that would obviously be bad. But if they don't do that, then it should be good.
It's a shitty decision.
It's a solid festival.
Okay, so the next topic, AJ wanted to discuss this because I think it was AJ who's the most mad about this.
I was pretty butthurt.
Fucking so, you want to tell the audience about it?
I'm gonna anecdote. I believe it was like Tuesday or Wednesday morning. I woke up. I did my morning routine, took a shower, made some coffee. I walked into work, and then I sit down on my computer and I fired up Twitter, and I see like, holy shit, a new Avalanches track is out. Some Australian radio station leaked a track by the Avalanches, who haven't made a fucking song in 15-something years. So I said, holy shit, I can't believe this. I put on my good headphones, I click play, and it sounds incredible. It sounds like it came right off of Since I Left You.
Wait, here's the thing.
These guys are back.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's not
It was
Avalanches.
a fake. I have no idea why this exploded. Like, just this song in general. I have no idea why everybody bought it so much. But basically some guy just commented on the link and said, oh, wow, that feel when people think your shitty music sounds like the Avalanches. I mean, the Needle Drop retweeted this, Pitchfork covered this, a bunch of giant like music journalist places said the Avalanches are back, they have new music, and now everybody backtracked and just said, oh, it was a ruse.
It was
But-
a fucking
Yeah, but it
ruse.
was a good ruse, though. It was a good
It was a good ruse. It's a good song. And
Yeah.
just to kind of wrap that ruse up, I'm hopeful that we get some new music from them soon. I mean, Danny Brown and Ariel Pink both said that they collaborated with the Avalanches. And what the band has like said, they've been very quiet about it, but what they've said is that they're definitely in the later stages of like putting an album together.
All right, so I have a question for you guys about the new Avalanches album, and if it comes, what you'd like to see out of it. So, Since I Left You was...
I just like to see it come out.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody would like
Give
that.
it to me.
But the thing is, like, you know, the first album was very sample based. There were the tracks were mainly comprised of samples. Now that they've kind of made a presence in the, sort of the hip hop community, I guess, because, Danny Brown has collaborated with them apparently. Would you want the next album to be all sample based, or would you want?
I don't give a shit.
No, yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing.
I think they're gonna.
Would you
they're
think
making their own samples, kind of with the Danny Brown and Ariel
Yeah, would you want
features,
features though?
They're gonna,
Would you want
it's not
features
gonna
on the
be
new
like
album?
Danny Brown drops a hot verse kind of over like an Avalanches track. He's gonna be
Yeah.
providing kind of like some vocals, I think.
The thing is, I feel like
kinda,
it could.
repeating lines.
I feel like it would work
You'll
though.
just get like a vocal sample of the check.
Kind of, yeah, almost how Bjork did on Niggas on the Moon.
Oh, that's true.
Or line
Yeah.
of
Okay, yeah. You know what? You guys are right. I'm stupid. Okay, next topic.
So yeah, I just want to see it. I just want the fucking album. I don't give a shit what they do with it. Just give me the fucking album already, you stupid fucking cunts. I love you.
You Australian fucks.
You Australian fucks, give me the album. We love you. Just please, we love you, but you guys are cunts.
Album PLS.
True Australian insult.
Okay, so onto the next topic. Churches with a V instead of a U because they are big fans of the ASAP mob. Rest in peace to ASAP Yams, by the way.
Rip ASAP Yam.
ASAP Yam.
Lauren, please be my GF. PLS be my GF, Lauren.
So they recently started recording their second album after a lot of touring and whatnot. I have not listened to Churches yet, so
They're
you
really,
see.
really good.
They
Their
kind of
debut.
exploded into the indie scene with their first album. Kind of came out of nowhere.
I think I heard The Mother We Share on the radio one time when I was on my way to the airport to go on vacation. I heard the song on the radio.
That was loud. Sorry.
I'm excited for their second album. I think that's really all you can say, but hell yeah.
I mean, I do. Alright, I love their first album to death, and I actually I've had it on rotation for like a really long time because it's just so fun. But I do hope that they switch up their sound a little bit because obviously, like,
They probably will. I think
they
they
have
said
a
they're going to
sound-
try to progress a little bit.
Yeah, because their sound is a sound that could easily get stale really fast.
That's good. Because I got turned off by their album pretty quickly because I thought it was a little boring.
By that I mean like
it was a little
have, like, multiple. It's not like Beach House or The National where they can just milk the sound until like.
I mean, like they did like all the songs like were kind of like. I don't know. I don't want to say the same, like, because that's kind of stupid. Like, that's not really true. But some songs just did the same thing better than the other songs did. Like, with like catchy synths.
Album, though,
yeah, it was a great. It was a
debut album. It was a good debut.
That's very true.
If they do that same thing though on their second album, like just the same kind of sound, they're like, whoa, look how original this is. It's gonna not be good.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like some of the songs just do what the other songs are doing better. I mean, if that's a good way to put it, I don't really know. But, I mean, there are definitely some songs that stand out in terms of, like, instrumentation and vocals. And, I mean, some of the songs just aren't as good. Isn't there a song where the guy sings?
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, I don't think his voice was as great. I think that they should stick with the
Cutie Pie Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren for the next.
PLS my GF.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
like, I really liked what I liked about their first album a lot was really the use. Well, I think it's like taken out of the person pitch and like Merriweather Post Pavilion handbook. The like the sample, like the voice sample harmonies, where they actually really use their voices a lot as an instrument, and I thought that was one of the coolest things because I actually hadn't like heard person pitch or Merriweather Post Pavilion at this point, right? So
wow,
I thought this was like so cool. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I think if they keep that, even if they like go like indie folk or something, I don't know, do whatever they want to do, turn into like jazz ensemble, that's okay. If they keep that trippy kind of acid like vocal harmonies, I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I shouldn't say acid because it's obviously not like harsh, but if they kind of keep that, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's like got a little bit of a bite to it. But if they keep those vocal harmonies, I think whatever they can make will be really, really good, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Okay.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about since I didn't listen to their first album. I feel like I should. I need to do better research.
Really good.
I'll probably check it out.
It's like a less dark version of Purity Ring.
Well, it's actually there's some dark songs.
There's a lot of similarities between
a lot less dark
Purity Ring and CHVRCHES. Purity Ring, they're both synth pop bands. I mean, with a female
and they feature a chick singing.
Yeah. Okay, we should have a battle of the
battle of the cutie.
The battle of the Wait, what's the lead singer of Purity Ring called? I don't remember.
Lauren.
I think her name, not Lauren. Well, I'm trying to remember her name. I don't know. She's not as cute as Warren. Warren wins that.
Also, what I loved about their first album too, CHVRCHES going back, is their hooks were also really good, and I hope that they have equally catchy hooks, although still with depth and a different sound. But that would make me really happy. Yeah. Their hooks were like, oh.
I really like that. It'd be awesome. I'd really like that as well.
Oh, you guys heard me?
Oh, we could hear you, buddy.
Oh. Okay, so on to the next news event. St. Vincent and Grimes announced that they will be contributing new music to the new season of Girls, the Lena Dunham show on HBO.
Never watched it.
Fun fact. The newest season of Girls, the first episode featured some hot ass eating action. Just a fun fact.
What?
Wait, what?
Someone got their ass eaten.
Was it Lena Dunham?
Girls. It was not Lena Dunham.
Oh.
It was a hotter one.
Like, was it? What?
Someone got a rim job.
It's exactly what you're fucking thinking it was.
Someone got a rim job. That's awesome.
It was someone.
It was St. Vincent,
I don't know how else to
guys.
describe it.
What? Was it like?
I mean, you can look it up. It's on the internet.
It was you. It was you, Jeremiah. It was you the whole time.
Was it me?
Okay. Oh god. Okay, let's get back to the music. Okay, let's get back. Okay, so yes, so new St. Vincent is always good. New Grimes is also good, I guess. I don't listen to Grimes, so I don't know. Maybe you guys will have to decide.
Really good. If you haven't heard Oblivion, you should listen to it.
I probably should. I think I had it on my iTunes.
It's such Pitchfork's like
You've
#1
most likely heard it before if you read Pitchfork.
Listen to Grimes, you clown.
Okay, I will listen to Grimes, but it'll ruin my patrician taste. Okay.
Not really. It's not really a plebe album at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have new songs, but that's the only thing we know. We don't know what they're called. We don't know.
I know. I think the
like.
same as the song. They announced what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I was wrong then.
All right. New tunes. There's not much to say. Rim jobs and new tunes. It's the new season of Girls.
Okay. Next topic.
Anyways, on to albums that are either out now or up for streaming or are going to be out on January 20th. We have Panda Bear. Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper, which is already out. Woo! Viet Cong, their self-titled debut album, is out.
It's not their debut album.
It's not their debut?
No.
Well,
it's their debut. They have an EP.
It's their debut album, but they were part of Women before.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's their debut, but they had an EP that came out before.
Wait, what?
Oh, Diet Dong.
Okay.
Diet Dong.
Yeah.
Okay, Sleater Kinney, No Cities to Love.
Shouts out to Lucia Cross. Okay.
Belle and Sebastian, Girls in Peace, Time Want to Dance. And Joey Badass, Before the Money.
Don't forget Megan.
Wait, that's what it is?
Oh, yeah, what? Yeah, that's what...
What?
How did you not get that?
Holy shit.
Are you just not getting that?
Oh I thought it was before Das. With a 4.
I thought it was just like a weird way of typing.
You're off the podcast.
No, wait, I thought... No. I thought... No, wait! I thought it was just a weird way of typing badass.
I got it like months ago.
Apologize.
How are you just now getting it?
Because I didn't know that.
r/hiphop heads. I want to apologize to r/hiphop heads. Done you wrong. I'm not realizing the name of this album, and
yeah, sorry.
We're kicking you off the podcast. This is your last one. You're done after this.
Bye, guys. I'll miss it.
Is Meghan Trainor's title.
Also, Big Fiasco, Tetsu and Youth, which actually is not too bad.
Album of the fucking year, Meghan Trainor right there. Album of the fucking year.
Title.
It's developed as a very honest album for all ages with very honest storylines. It actually reflects on Trainor's life and her artistic process, and is intended as a source of empowerment for youth. Sonically, title was inspired by...
What are you reading this from?
The 1950s and 1960s eras of music. She honed the album's sound by incorporating different combinations of genres, including Caribbean, doo-wop, hip-hop, soca, and pop, among others. The album was preceded by 2 commercially successful singles, All About That Bass, released as the album's lead single.
Oh my god. It's my jam.
This from?
That was on Wikipedia.
Meghan Trainor's title is confirmed the best piece of art since Kid A.
It actually has a bigger Wikipedia page than like most of the albums that are on our essentials list.
Must be a really big Meghan Trainor fan over that Wikipedia editor is.
There's not even like any like there's not even like any sites in the first.
It's just a really enthusiastic fan.
Okay. So that's the new releases. On to the next segment. What have you been listening to? We're gonna talk about what we've been listening to this week. We got Nick up first.
I'm starting, guys. Okay. One of the albums I listened to this week was Crooked Rain by Pavement. Pavement is the indie rock band from some city in the United States I'm not aware of right now.
Some city in the United States. It's my favorite city in the whole world.
Shout out to some city.
Shout out to some city.
Stockton, California. See, I don't really care enough about Pavement to...
Hey,
that's a Death Grip song.
They're pretty classic, Pavement. They're pretty classic.
Yeah, they're a classic.
Did you know that the National formed because Matt Berninger wanted to perform Pavement songs with...
yeah.
What's his name?
That's a fun-ass fact. That is a fun-ass fact.
So if it weren't for Pavement, we wouldn't have the National.
Or Pavement.
Thank you, Pavement.
Or Pavement.
We wouldn't have Pavement without Pavement.
But does it really work like that, though? Like, can you go backwards like that? Like,
well, I feel like if Pavement didn't exist, like, a lot of things would have happened differently, just because of the nature of it.
I'm gonna throw out a word. I'm gonna throw out a word here that people throw around a lot. It's called seminal. Pavement's a seminal indie band.
Wait, what does that mean? Seminal? Wait.
Yeah, you pretentious fuck. What does it mean?
Yeah, I don't know what it means, though.
Alright, so...
I'm going to talk about Crooked Rain now. So,
I talk about Crooked Rain.
Event, moment, or figure. strongly influencing later developments.
Okay, now we know what it means.
We know what it means now. Okay, great.
You could just say influential, but you know. Anyways, what about the album?
All right. I mean, I kind of like started listening to like, I kind of discovered that I don't really know how to say this like and not sound weird, but there's this weird thing that I like feeling that I get while listening to indie rock or like alternative rock that came out in the 90s, because it just has this weird like sound and like feeling to it, like other 90s indie rock bands like I don't know, the Dismemberment Plan, Pavement, all those guys. There's just this weird like feel to them, I guess, and it just sounds really good. Like everything just gets put together really well, and it's all just really nice to listen to. The only experience I had with Pavement before this was Slanted and Enchanted. I thought it was pretty good. It kind of didn't really hold my attention that much for some reason. I just got a little, I don't know, bored, I guess, after a while. Because I thought the first couple of songs were pretty good, but I just didn't get it, I guess, after a while. But I like the second album, Crooked Rain, a lot more. I think that the singles are a lot are a lot better, like Cut Your Hair, stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Gold Sounds.
Yeah, Gold Sounds.
Gold Sounds is great.
Yeah, all the songs really cool. I like this album. I think is it like a dispute between like which one is better, Slanted and Enchanted or Crooked Rain?
I think they both have 10s on Pitchfork, so that means they're both good.
They both have 10s on Pitchfork. Okay.
If it doesn't have a 10 on Pitchfork,
but
it's
yeah, like
not worth listening to.
But like OK Computer and Kid A both got 10s, and there's like it's pretty common to argue over which one is better. So I mean
that's because Kid A is just objectively better.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But
yeah, okay.
Today is the highest achievement of art of all time. Michael Poopchulo.
Pretty much.
When Van Gogh ripped his ear off, he was thinking of Kid A.
He was.
Yeah. Okay.
He couldn't handle how good Kid A was, so he had to literally rip his own ear off because he couldn't handle it.
He ripped his own ear off?
He knew he would never listen to anything better than that.
You know the Sphinx's nose? Do you know why that fell off?
No, why did it fall off?
It's the first bars of everything in its right place. Because the Sphinx was actually a big fan of Radiohead's earlier sounds, like their masterpiece, Pablo Honey. And so it heard about the hype, and it was like, you know what, I need to check out Kid A. It heard it's good. And then it popped it in, and then it was like...
That's the greatest I've ever heard in my entire life.
The Sphinx just couldn't take it. And
yeah, actually, you know, they might say Van Gogh tore his ear off because he was, like, trying to prove how much he loved some girl or something. Wasn't that it? Like, that's like the reason that people say.
He was pretty depressed.
Yeah, but the real reason he ripped his ear off is he was upset because he knew that his ears would never hear the magic that is Kid A by Radiohead. So he was like,
just trying to hear the noises that are hidden in the end of a motion picture soundtrack. That too.
They're there.
They exist. Yeah, but okay, we were talking about Pavement a while ago, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that now. Okay, next album. Threads by Now Now. No one else had heard of this, which is kind of weird because it's like Tumblrcore and that's totally Jeremiah's thing. But another yeah, it's another indie rock band with a female front vocalist. Pretty popular trend. You'll see with like CHVRCHES, a few other bands. What? Oh yeah,
that's such a good album.
Yeah, I like that album too. But I listened to this album a lot because I thought the first like three stretches, like the first three songs, were like it was like a godlike run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or there's just an album where like the first there's like a 3-song stretch and it's just like such a standout that it's crazy. Like, what are some other examples of that?
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, there's a ton.
Yeah, there's
so for people who love Bad News, like the first 3 songs.
Yeah.
World at Large, Float On, Ocean Breathe Salty is like. They just ended the album after that. It would have been the best album of all time. There's just no
thread about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Flying
Lotus's new album, Never Catch Me, to Dead Man's Tetris, to Turkey Dog Coma is really good too.
Yeah.
That stretch is really cool. And I think, also going off on a tangent a little bit about Flying Lotus, Dead Man's Tetris is like the most underrated track on that album. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it has
the Snoop feature.
The Snoop feature is great. When I heard that Snoop Dogg was getting a feature on that, I was like, it's gonna be really good. I wasn't even like skeptical at all, like in the least. Like I knew that like Snoop Dogg's style would fit really well with Flying Lotus, and that worked out really well. I thought that
It's a great fucking song.
yeah, that song.
Yeah, I didn't listen to You're Dead enough. Like I feel like I should have listened to it a bit more.
It's really short though. It's like something like
it's short.
It's like
but I think,
under.
Like, it's like there's a lot of tracks. I think.
Well, yeah, but most of them are really short. There's like the longest track on there is like 3. It's not even over 4 minutes. Yeah, Never Catch Me is 3:55, and that's the longest track. But yeah, we were talking about Threads by now. I really want this album on vinyl, so if anyone knows where to get it, tell me because I want to buy it terribly bad.
I think I saw it in my record store.
Great, I'll just walk to your record store and buy it then.
Yeah, I'll just fucking come over.
Actually, I have a lot of beef with my record store right now.
Okay, I actually want to hear about this. Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so I've been going to my record store a lot lately. I don't really know why. Like, I spent over like $250 on vinyl because I got a paycheck, and I was like,
Do you like
money?
Do you like eating, Jeremiah, or do you just like
I do like eating,
don't
but
want to
like
do that now?
ramen is fine. But so vinyl is more important than food. So
It's
I
true.
went to the CD. It's called the CD seller, right? And they actually have LPs at the CD seller. I know, weird. But so I was there. I was like, "Yo, are you guys getting the Panda Bear LP?" And they're like, "Yeah, we ordered it. Should be coming in soon." I was like, "Okay." So then I bought like 5 records and left. And then I came in the next day, did the same thing, and again they said it was coming in the next day. And I was like, "Okay." And I bought more records and left. And this kind of happened for like the next 3 days, right? And then on Friday, 2 days ago, I was like, I'm just going to not check. I'm working today. I don't really need to do this. I'm just not going to. I go back on Saturday, and not only did they get the record on Friday, they actually sold out on Friday. And it was really sad because I'd been going there, and they just didn't, like, think of me, It's like, they could have been like, oh, this kid wanted it. So anyways, I got really upset, and I drove to D.C., and I got it, and that's my story. So
Ice cold.
I thought you said we were going to talk about the album until the main topic.
No, we're not talking about it. Stop talking.
Wait, no, we're talking about...
No, we're not talking about it.
We're talking about
Why?
the physical.
Oh, there's a... Oh...
Okay, anyways,
Jesus Christ,
oh god,
Jeremiah.
we're not. This is gonna be a long fucking podcast.
Okay, yeah, all right. Now let's move on to
I'll
the
just-
next
I'll just
album that I
hustle
listened
through
to,
it.
just
Okay,
because.
also these-
Yeah, okay. Last album I listened to was Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. Kind of like positive, like really fun rap album. Chance the Rapper is like
There's
technically, I think he's like in terms of skill, he's really talented. He's up there in terms of like rappers out there that like are able to work with the beat and like keep their rhythm really well. If I had to pick a few standout tracks, probably like the first couple songs. Push a Man is good. Chainsmoker is good.
Acid Rain is like...
Acid Rain is good.
Paranoia is
yeah.
I think it's Paranoia.
sounds
Is that what the song is named? It's like the hidden track on
Like,
Yeah,
the track,
the
yeah,
hidden track on
Paranoia.
Push Man.
is really good.
Oh yeah, I actually don't like that because like if I'm listening to the album and I like don't want to sit through silence for some reason, like I'll skip through the silent part of it.
It's like 20 seconds of silence, dude.
Wait,
Hidden
what?
track.
20.
Yeah, it's only like... Alright, hold on.
Okay, I'm not gonna listen to it right now because people will hear it. But okay. I also like the song with Childish Gambino on there. I think that's pretty good. I think Childish
Yeah,
Gambino's verse
that
is
is
pretty
good one.
nice. Yeah, I think this album is pretty nice, and I'm really. Oh yeah, and I don't know how this didn't come up when we're talking about like anticipated releases for 2015.
Oh,
But
yeah, sure.
yeah, Acid.
Oh, right, yeah.
If Chance the Rapper has a pretty high chance of releasing something this year.
Remember when he said
something.
Surf is gonna come
If
out
it's Donnie-
by the end of 2014?
Donnie
I do remember that.
Social-
Oh yeah. So it's
Surf when?
yeah, it's gonna come out soon then, and yeah, I'm definitely anticipating that. Pretty excited.
They released like Sunday Candy, which is a great track.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Okay.
It doesn't have the same ring as
Speed
Penny
Run.
When.
That's all the stuff that I listened to. Now we're going to Jeremiah.
Okay, Jeremiah,
Alright,
go,
let's
go.
We're going fast. Perfume Genius, Too Bright, amazing album.
Good
One of the
album.
albums of the year.
Good fucking
Oh,
album.
good.
Jeremiah, the
Great
album.
songwriting, rotation is great. Mike Hadrias is a good singer.
I like his
Yeah.
hair. I like his.
He's gay,
not-
and on the album cover he looks like he's in like a color guard or something.
Oh right. Yeah, that is what he looks like.
This album is just like peaks and then valleys in a very good way. Like it hits like crazy. Like he goes at it, and then he's like very quiet, and then he goes at it again. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
James-
weird like switch ups.
Yeah, I think there's a chance
That
I'm
one
gonna-
song with like the chanting. That was so weird.
I think I'm gonna see him in March. By the way.
I'm going to see him too at the Black Cat. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Also, the festival that I would go to see him at is in March for some reason. It's like a really small festival in my city. Also, Sufjan Stevens like Planetarium Act. Have you guys heard of that? It's like this.
I have not.
It's like this. It's like this orchestral thing. Would be there, and that would also be cool to see. So maybe I would go to that. But yeah, I think that's cool. Maybe I mean, I haven't actually listened to this album a lot. Like I listened to the first half of it, and I thought it was good, but I haven't listened to the rest of it. And I thought it was really good, and I totally get the appeal. It's really good. Jeremiah, the album.
All right. Number 2, James Blake. Shout out to Matty.
Shout out to my man crush.
This song is great. It's very similar to Perfume Genius's album, just like that.
Wait, are you talking about the same title album? Right now?
Yeah, I'm talking about
self-titled. Oh, yeah,
it's
okay.
Self-titled. I didn't tell you earlier, but it's self-titled. That's the proper name, not same-titled.
Okay, sorry.
What did I
Self-titled.
say? Oh,
You keep saying same-titled. It's
no,
self-titled.
I'm saying same-titled. Jeremiah didn't say that.
That's the correct term, is self-titled.
Okay, yeah, it's
Eponymous
self-titled.
Debut, guys, is the correct name.
Eponymous.
But great album. I listened to it while stuck in traffic yesterday. It was great, and that was pretty righteous. Then Sylvan Esso, one of my albums of the year again. Oh my gosh, what a great album! It's like this. It's very similar to Purity Ring Church. It's like the male producer and then the chick and the woman like singing, except it's very good. It's kind of weird. There's some like funkiness. Like everything's about like dancing, but it's really fun. I loved it. All right, Matty, you go.
On to me? Okay, on to me. Okay, so I think we talked earlier, I listened to Sufjan Stevens, Illinois for the first time. It's a good album. I'll definitely have to check out some of his earlier stuff and some of his other stuff too.
Listen to Michigan.
Michigan, and To Anticipate for Carrie and Lowell.
Also listen to, yeah, we should go through our favorite Sufjan Stevens albums, guys.
Whenever I listen to all of them.
Michigan.
Oh, I like the All Delighted People EP the best.
Fun fact, though, I'm from Michigan, so I'm biased.
I'm from Illinois, so I'm also biased when it comes to Illinois.
Yeah, if you wait,
I will not say what the song is, but there is a song on here that is the town I live in.
Oh, cool.
You have to guess what it is. I will say it's a short track.
Oh, is it
Chicago?
It's a short track. It's short. I think it's under. I will give you the clue. It's under a minute.
Oh, what the heck?
Is it Last Hurrah to the people who couldn't hear it? That one?
No.
The one? No. Wait.
It's like an interlude.
Bushnell.
You live in the Sears Tower.
No.
Egypt?
No, I think okay, I'm gonna try to remember this off the top of my head.
The Palisades.
No, it's like a conjunction of droids simulate Sufjan Stevens having an existential crisis in the Great Godfrey Maze.
Are you in the Great Godfrey Maze?
I live in Godfrey.
iTunes can't scroll through these track lists fast enough, like the track names.
You have to click on it and then drag to the side.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Sufjan Stevens Illinois, good album. I listened to Joy Bass Before the Money, also a good album. I think I want to compare it to Doris because I think they're somewhat similar albums because I think mainly just because they both sort of like Joey and Earl kind of like had this sort of sound, like different sound that came from like other artists. While Doris was a disappointment and sucked hard, Badass is a very good album. I didn't get too hyped about it. Like, I didn't really give a shit, but when I listened to it, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty decent album.
Yeah, I want to point out that Matty has found a way to trash talk Doris in every single episode of this podcast.
Oh, God. There's an essay I wrote about how much I hate Doris somewhere. I think it's...
Two things are guaranteed. We're going to talk about Death Grip, and we're going to
talk about Doris. Oh,
yep.
Boy. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, Before the Money, very good album. It's good. I'll listen to it a bit more. I also listened to Viet Cong's album.
Great album.
It is a great album. It's really good.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm super excited.
All right, so
yeah, I haven't listened to it either. I have it on my computer though, so I'm gonna probably listen to it.
The store I went to in DC, this album isn't even out yet. They had it, and so I got it.
How would you guys describe it? I think it's kind of like noise rock.
It's like lo-fi. It's like lo-fi.
I don't like noise rock.
Lo-fi. It's not really noise rock. It's like lo-fi.
It's like lo-fi, kind of like post-punky.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
From the single, I could tell.
But yeah, very good album. You should definitely check out all the albums I listed. Now on to AJ. We gotta go.
Going quick. First album I want to talk about, brand new. The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. one of my favorite albums of all time. Really great lyrics on this thing, really strong instrumentation on this thing, a bit on the heavier side, kind of punk, almost metally. Very, very good.
When we were talking about godlike 3-song stretches earlier, I didn't mention the first 3 tracks on this album because that is really good.
Holy shit, yeah.
That is so good. And this album is the best brand new album. Can we all agree on that? Like,
absolutely. It's one of my favorite albums.
It's so good. It's crazy how good it is.
Top 15 for me.
Yeah, like I'd put it top 20 probably. It's so good, and I love it. I love this album. Oh my god, and the album art is really good too. I love the album art.
What might be my favorite album art of all time?
What's your what? I don't even know what my favorite album art of all time is. Like I don't even like think about it that much. I like Untrue by Burial's album art a lot.
Ooh.
Untrue by Burial.
Next album I'm gonna talk about. Next album is Sunbather by Death Heaven. It's got a nice, pretty pink cover with some nice font there. So you think it's a nice, friendly listen, but it is heavy.
I know, and so that's what I thought too. Then I listened to it.
Yeah, that's what everyone says about that album. Sunbather. I saw this band live, guys. They were they're very good. They were very good. But the thing about them was I'm not that big. Like, well, I'm like 6 feet tall, but I'm like really skinny. Like I'm 6 feet tall and I weigh like 125.
Are you a fucking twig?
Yeah, I'm really skinny. But so I went there with my dad, and there was like a mosh pit going. Like, and I got there pretty early, so I could have gone to like the front row if I wanted to. It was at a pretty small venue too, but my dad restricted me from going, so we just kind of stood around in the back and kind of just watched from afar. But I love how their frontman gets like really up close and personal with the. If you ever watch a video of them live, he's like dipping his hands into the crowd and stuff, and it's really cool and kind of weird, but kind of like badass at the same time. I guess it's really fun to watch. He has really great chemistry, and I also got a little confused because near the end, the last song they played, the guitarist was like lifting up his guitar and like hitting the back of his guitar while he was playing notes. And I was like, what is he doing? Is he like gonna smash his guitar or something? And like, but I figured out that it's actually a way like that can affect the sound of your guitar and like what sound it makes. So and then like the drummer like threw his drumsticks into the crowd, and that would have been really cool to get your hands on, but I didn't get it.
I have a drumstick from Cloud Nothings when I saw them.
Oh, that's so cool!
In, like October, it's sweet.
Yeah, I love Cloud Nothings. But yeah, this band is good, and they did announce that a new album is coming this year on their Facebook.
They did. But yeah, I know this is like an indie music podcast, and I've talked about a lot of heavier albums on here. Like I think last week I was talking about Electric Wizard and said that was like one of my favorite classic kind of like metal albums. But this is probably my favorite of like recent metal albums is Sunbather by Death Heaven. The third thing I want to talk about is a band I have literally never heard of before. They're called Low. The album was I Could Live in Hope. I actually just kind of randomly stumbled across them, and their debut album from 1994, I Could Live in Hope, really good. It's like slowcore is what it's called. It's very slow, lots of like reflective, introspective lyrics that are just kind of repeating. They kind of sound like The National almost. And have you guys ever heard of this band?
I'd never heard of it. No,
I have not.
No.
I would recommend.
I'll check it out though.
It's the song "Words," just the first song on this album. That's pretty much sums up their sound. It's like a National Red House Painters mix, but it's really good.
Wait, is Red House Painters the band with Mark Kozilek?
Mark Kozilek, yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember. All right, okay, is that it?
That's all I wanted to say.
That's about it. Now on to the main topic this week. We're going to be discussing Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper by Panda Bear.
All right, yeah. Can I talk a little bit first about Panda Bear and stuff like that?
Yes, you can go first.
Okay, so I kind of do like an Anthony Fantano type introduction for Panda Bear because you might not have heard of Panda Bear before, which is fine because you're not having to know everything about everybody.
You're not a good head.
Yeah. I mean, you probably have heard of him, but if you haven't, Panda Bear is Noah Lennox. He is in the experimental alternative indie band Animal Collective, who have been around for a while and have made some really solid albums over the years, and also has a very good backlog in terms of solo work. He's released like 5. Is this his 5th or 6th solo album? His 5th solo album, including an album called Panda Bear from 1999, Young Prayer, his most critically acclaimed album, Person Pitch, came out in 2007 and is one of the best albums of all time. We can all agree on that, right? Or maybe you don't think that?
Debatable. No, it's really good. It was one of the best albums of the decade.
In terms of Animal Collective related projects, Person Pitch by Panda Bear is one of the best. And then this album came out January 13th, 2015. Was leaked like 4 or 5 months prior. And I also want to mention some of the advertising and like marketing schemes that Panda Bear went with, because in September or October or something like that, Panda Bear released a mixtape on SoundCloud. You guys remember that? It's like Mix Tricks, or
I sure do.
yeah, and it was really cool and really kind of interesting. And I saw Panda Bear live around the time of the release of that, and it was very similar, in fact, to the mixtape were his live performances. And in November, I believe, let me see real quick. November, he released an EP. October, he released an EP called Mr. Noah, which included a song from. I think he also released a track list of Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper with that EP, Mr. Noah by Panda Bear, with one of the songs from Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper, Mr. Noah, and also 3 other tracks. And yeah, so 3 months prior, Mr. Noah, the EP, kind of gave you a look into the kind of style that Panda Bear was going to be going for on his new album. What do you guys think of? First of all, what do you guys think of Mr. Noah as like an EP? If you guys
I didn't
listen to the
Mr. Noah EP, so I can't say anything about it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar to most of the stuff on the album, but yeah. So what did you guys think back a little bit? Like at the time of the release of Mr. Noah, what did you think of the song, like Mr. Noah?
Mr. Noah, that's a fucking fantastic song.
Yeah, I thought going into Mr. Noah. Yeah, in terms of like the album as a whole, it's probably one of the best, and I was really excited when I heard it because I thought it was interesting, and I think this song was released after I saw him live, and I remember hearing this song live. I kind of thought the vocals, the lyrics were a little bit weird, but I remember, and I just want to mention: have you guys seen Panda Bear live recently, or ever?
No.
I haven't.
Never.
I've
Okay.
never seen him live because I literally this is the first Panda
Sorry,
Bear
I'm gonna
kind
of geek on Panda Bear for a little bit. Panda Bear's live performances recently have been like one continuous thing, like like one song.
Been like DJ sets.
Yeah, they have been like DJ sets, but he's been playing songs from the album, and he only played one song that I could recognize from any prior project, and that was "You Can Count on Me" from Tomboy. That was the only song I recognized. He didn't play anything from Person Pitch, didn't play anything from anything else except for Tomboy. Everything else was stuff from Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper or the Mr. Noah EP or something like that. Okay, yeah, but it was all one continuous thing, and going through this album for the first time, I recognized a lot of the tracks that I heard live, like CHVRCHES. The first track, he kicked off the concert with that song, I remember. And I can't remember like specifics other songs, but yeah. What do you guys think of? What do we want to talk about first? Anybody want to take a turn talking about the album?
I'll go next.
Since I've been talking about this for a while and kind of trailing on. Okay, AJ, go.
I'm gonna go. I am a huge old Animal Collective fan. I think some of you guys were talking about how you had just started listening to Animal Collective, right? Or hadn't heard some of their albums.
That was me in 2013.
Yeah. Well, I'm big on Animal Collective. Their whole back catalog is some of my favorite stuff, and they're like solo output. The members kind of like Centipede Hurts wasn't really that good, and then recently they've been kind of putting stuff out solo, but none of it's really been like that great, aside from like Person Pitch pretty much. And I think Meets the Grim Reaper is pretty much the second best like solo effort from a member of Animal Collective, beside Person Pitch, but it's still not like, great. And there are definite moments on this album that sound like an Animal Collective album with the kind of repetitive, poppy, high pitched vocals. But overall, this album was good, but I expected a little bit more. And I'm disappointed that Mr. Noah and Boys Latin, the 2 lead singles, are pretty much the best songs on this album. I really like Come to Your Senses, and I really like Butcher Baker, Candlestick Maker. But other than that, there are times when I have to, look down and see the song title to remind myself that the songs have kind of changed, because there are moments where it gets a little samey. But yeah. I definitely like it. I think it's the first, great release from 2015, and I'm glad I stayed away from the leak, and I like it.
Yeah,
I like actually. Oh, go on.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of talk about this album a little bit because I think most of you guys are gonna be pretty positive about it, and did you guys all like it a lot?
I like the album. I liked it.
Okay. I kind of want to talk a little bit about why I wasn't a huge fan of this album, because it's gonna happen eventually. Panda Bear. And I mean, I know I'm gonna share a lot of the same opinions as Anthony Fantano's review of this album. I don't wanna copy off of things that he said, but I feel the same that he has about a lot of the stuff on this album. So when Mr. Noah came out, I was really excited and I really liked it. But the thing I noticed about Mr. Noah was that Mr. Noah as a track doesn't really go anywhere. And that kind of bothered me a little bit because the song starts and it's like really cool. Like it kind of kicks in and it's like the drums are really nice. When the drums kick in, it's really kind of like a banger, I guess. The vocals are kind of fun and like kind of weird lyrics and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's staying the same. Yeah, for the most part, Mr. Noah stays the same, and it just kind of stays the same for the full like 4 minutes, and then it stops. And that kind of bothered me a little bit because I didn't.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot of kind of the Animal Collective sound, though. Like they have a very distinctive sound, and a lot of their songs do that.
But not really in like Panda Bear's backlog. Like as a solo artist, I mean, there is definitely a lot of repetition in all Animal Collective related projects. Like that's the truth. Like, and it happens all the time.
This
but
almost sounds like a very. This sounds like a more stripped down Animal Collective record than a Panda Bear solo record, almost.
Yeah, but like in terms of like beat changes or something and like person pitch, Bros is kind of staying the same for a little bit, like for the first part, and then after that, like this guitar part kicks in and there's like these vocals in the background and it's all really like transcendent and it sounds really cool. And then like one of the best beat changes in like any Animal Collective related thing is Good Girl / Carrots, when that second part starts and the beat just goes off and it's just great. And like, I mean, the beats don't stay the same like a lot for like Animal Collective songs. Like, I mean, like in let's see, in Merriweather Post Pavilion, Brother Sport kind of just like adds on and adds on and adds on, and then it's just like an explosion of sound and it's just really crazy. And then like, I haven't really listened to the album in a while, but it's not really. And I mean, like In the Flowers, I remember that too. I mean, it's kind of quiet and like distant at first, and then everything just comes at you at once, and it's just crazy. But yeah, I think that there's not really any of that in Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper, because all of the songs are just like the same kind of like synth, and like it just stays like that for the whole song, and then it's over. And like some of the songs just do that better, though. I won't deny that there are a lot of standout tracks on some.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. So
there's
some of the songs,
maybe it doesn't work as a whole.
Yeah, some of the songs on this album I think are really good at doing what they do. And I mean, like, repetition isn't a bad thing. Like, I don't want to say that, but when the whole entire album is repetition, it just doesn't work well at all. I mean, I will say that there are a few good tracks. Like Mr. Noah is a great track, and it comes in the album really well after Sequential Circus, which is like a kind of, atmospheric track.
It's kind of like ambient, kind of like let's get this thing kind of rolling a bit.
Yeah, and then it just
I didn't really like Sequential Circus that much though.
Yeah, but once this song starts, you're like, whoa, yeah, this is really good. But once again, it's staying the same for the entire song. And then like Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Maker, I think the synth is a little bit more interesting on that. But again, like on that one, the vocals are pretty boring. And I mean, nothing really changes. And I mean, I just don't. I mean, I want to like it because it's Panda Bear. And I mean, if this was released by any other artist, my whole entire like critique would be a little bit more harsh. But I'll basically automatically like anything related to Panda Bear, basically. But I mean, like a few of these tracks are cool because they instrument with like, they experiment with sampling a little bit, like Tropic of Cancer with that harp sample is really good. And I love that. Yeah. I think this is probably my favorite song on the album because it has a little bit more personal side to it. It's pretty obviously about Panda Bear's dad getting cancer. And the sample works really well in that song, and it sounds really good. But and I mean, like Lonely Wanderer has like the piano.
Lonely Wanderer.
Yeah, it has like the piano.
Yeah, kind of piano more.
Yeah, that sounds good too. But some of these songs are really long too. Like Come to Your Senses is 7 minutes long, and the instrumentation stays the same for the entire time. And I just don't agree with setting your stuff up.
There should have been more progression with the album. Like,
exactly.
It was like, I think I heard someone say on the story that it just kind of felt like he just made an album because he just felt like it. It's like, how you make an album right now? Whatever.
Yeah. And I'll say this because I don't like want this to happen, but it's the truth. I don't want to have any like bias or like have the score get bumped up or anything because it's just like because it's related to something else. But I think that Panda Bear, anybody related to Animal Collective, is very talented and does stuff well most of the time. There haven't really been that many no hitters in terms of like Animal Collective projects. There hasn't been anything below a 6 out of 10 related to Animal Collective, in my opinion. There have been some that have come.
Included? This album included?
This album's not. Yeah, this album, in my opinion, if I had to give it an out of 10 score, is like a 6 out of 10.
No, remember we're not doing out of 10 ratings.
Yeah, I know. We aren't doing 10 out of 10 ratings, but I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 rating just to say what it would be. But they consistently make really great music. Everybody in this band, and I won't deny that at all. Like Aviator's solo stuff has been good too, but I just don't like this. I'm just not a fan of this album, and I want to like it because it's Panda Bear, but it just doesn't really work for me that well.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll say something real quick because I think compared to you guys, I'm kind of coming in with a different perspective. Like I don't really listen to Animal Collective. This is my first Panda Bear album I've ever listened to, so I'm kind of coming in with like really fresh ears, and I enjoyed it to an extent. I will agree that it's kind of repetitious, and like I think some songs in the album are too good for their own good. Like there's some songs that are like really, really fucking great. Like Mr. Noah is really great. What was the song? Oh yeah, Boys Lat is really, really great.
But yeah, those were the 2 lead singles, so
yeah.
And Come to Your Senses is also really great. And then like the rest of the album kind of like is sort of like meshes together and is kind of Except and Tropic of Cancer and Lonely Wanderer are also very nice little lovely songs, but like not exciting.
So I think what we're getting like overall pretty much is that there's some standout we've all listed the same tracks as pretty much standouts as great tracks, but then everything else kind of is all right.
Yeah, yeah.
That seems to be the general consensus.
Mm-hmm. I haven't talked yet. Hold on. I'm gonna keep mine short. I really like this album. I really like this album a lot. It sounds really, really good on vinyl, although it is a double LP, which I don't like. But what I think, right, I haven't given this album like as many listens as some of you have, clearly, but from preliminary listens, it's a really cohesive album. It feels, it really breathes, in my opinion. When I listen to it, it's just kind of like everything flows really naturally. It all feels like it's very ambient. It's not really anything you like focus on, like close your eyes and like focus really hard on the music. But this is like, it's really fun. I think it's a really, really fun record. There's a lot of bangers on it, like of course, Come to Your Senses, Mr. Noah, Boys Latin. Those are all bangers, honestly. But there's some Tropic of Cancer. The first time I heard it, I thought it was boring. The second time I heard it, the song blew me away. It's really amazing. Like, okay, this album is great. It's very cohesive. I agree. It's no Person Pitch. Obviously, it's no Merriweather Post Pavilion. It's no Strawberry Jam. But I think that what Panda Bear has done, he's made a great record. Like this isn't anything crazy special, but I think it's a good record for what it is, and I really enjoyed it. So I give it a 10 parsnips out of an orange.
Oh, wait, aren't we supposed to introduce our new rating system?
We decided on.
Yeah, okay, here, yeah, Matty, talk about the rating system.
Okay, so the rating system, we are introducing a new rating system to the r/Indieheads podcast. It is based on head movements, since we are the Indieheads. You guys get it?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
If you don't get it, like, just think about it for a little bit, because...
I was just going to
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I would give this an approving nod. An approving nod.
Okay, I'll give it a head resting lightly on a table, but eyes looking up. Kind of like when you're playing, like, 7-Up, but you're, like, cheating. Like you know that game 7-Up, like you played in elementary school. Like head lying on arm, but looking up slightly because you're hopeful that Panda Bear will release something more exciting, I guess. All right, who's next?
Okay, I give this album a head bang because this album is banging for me, and I'm really enjoying it.
Damn.
Boom, headbanging. Woo! Oh.
Okay.
I got the approving nod with Matty.
All right.
So yeah, that's about. Also, we have some new things. We're gonna have a very special. We're gonna have a giveaway. We're gonna have a giveaway. You want to announce the giveaway, Jeremiah? Since this is your idea.
I'm giving away Beach House's classic Bloom, which is a great record. If you don't have it, I'm gonna give it out.
You guys know what the
how we're gonna do this.
Hey, do you guys know what the album cover of Bloom is? I know what it is, but I don't know if you guys know what it is.
Is it the zebra thing?
It's like an airport.
Yeah. I talked about this a little bit once. I think when it was. Yeah, it's a ceiling of an airport terminal in Mexico City. It's like it's really weird to look at, but it's basically just like a black ceiling with like circular white lights. But it's just because the angle they took it at is what makes it look really weird. I just wanted to talk about that because I think that album cover is really cool. Let me turn.
I love it physical. On vinyl, it's like bumpy.
Yeah, the edition of Bloom that I have is like a limited edition kind of one. I bought it off of Discogs, but the version of Bloom that I have, the white dots on the cover are glow in the dark. It's really cool. Yeah.
So yeah, so of course we're gonna try to figure out. So how do we want to give it away? Do we just want to put like a randomizer?
Comment on the post of this video, and you will be randomly chosen. Not counting anybody that participated.
We should do something more fun than that, though.
Okay, we're not doing that, guys. What are we doing?
Okay, let's see. Trivia. Does anyone have any trivia?
Tell us what you think of Panda Bear's new record.
Oh, yeah. No. Here's what we do. Give Panda Bear's new album a head rating similar to what we did, and based on which head rating is the most clever or funny head rating, we'll we'll choose. All right, we'll choose which one's the best, and we will give them the code to Bloom by Beach House. Does that sound good? Is everyone okay with that?
Yes, that sounds very good. I actually like that.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's how we're giving it away. Hopefully,
bonus points if you have a demonstration of it. Like a gift.
Yes, that's how you go all the way.
Or a Jiffy Cat.
Yeah.
Since that's the hit in HTML5. That's what all the kids are using today.
Yeah, that's how you go all the way. Okay, now we know.
Okay. Also, we are officially announcing a new segment to the show called Talking Heads, where you can send us questions at ourindieheadspodcast@gmail.com. We'll put a link in the YouTube description and the Reddit post where you can email us questions and we can answer them on a segment on the show.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
We can make this podcast even longer now.
Yeah.
So every week we'll pick a question or two and we'll talk about it if your question is good.
Okay.
So basically that's
as long as it doesn't have anything to do with death grips, it'll be okay.
Please send us your death grips question. Just send us Jenny Death Win.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that. We can milk that for about 5 hours. I think.
I can milk death grips for 5 hours easily. I can give it. I got a history of the group.
Yeah.
Easily, I can do a lot.
I could just talk about my experience driving to DC in rush hour traffic yesterday to get records. That can just be the entire podcast.
Yep.
All right, we're not talking about that
though,
because the podcast is over.
Maybe on hashtag late night. So yeah, that's basically it for this week on the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And
wait,
bye.
Song of the week. Wait, we just say the
song of the week. Okay, this week's song of the week is "Boys Latin" by Panda Bear off the new album Panda Bear Meets the Grim Reaper. Stop singing it; they're gonna hear it later.
He was singing Mr. Noah.
Can we do a little harmony sing along?
Okay. Yeah, we can ease it in. Okay, so she got a really Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys. Enjoy the Panda Bear song. See ya.
Enjoy the Panda Bear song. Sign out.
dark cloud, you should be forget.